G'day guys, Mick here. Welcome to this week's 5-minute yarn. This one's a question that was asked to me through Instagram. Now, it was Unpro Adventures, Steve, that asked me this question. And look, his actual question was, when are you buying a patrol? You know, he's a patrol man. And hey, look, each to their own. But yeah, he asked me when I'm buying a patrol. And clearly my point was never. However, it made me think that of what other vehicles I would purchase if I was looking for either a second vehicle as a project, or I was looking to do something other than the Pajero. This particular one. And look, I've sat down and thought about it over the last couple of years, a fair bit actually. Is if I had the money to buy a project car, what would it be? Now, I really love the thought of a Gen 2 Pajero in the J-top. So that's the soft top, so it's sort of solid front end with a canvas cover over the back. I really love the thought of that. And you can get a hard top on them as well. And I do know where there's one sitting which I'd love to get and rebuild. But yeah, a Gen 2 short wheelbase J-top would be ideal. I'd love that. The other vehicle I'd love to get is a full-size long wheelbase or short wheelbase NL Pajero, which is exactly the model before my one. And they were subject to the Takata airbag recall as well, unfortunately, and a lot of them got destroyed because of that. The NLs are really nice. They're still a solid rear axle, whereas this is independent all the way around. The NLs have still got the solid rear with the independent front. Still the 3.5 litre V6. I much prefer a petrol motor over a diesel. That's me personally. So yeah, they're the two. Two in particular for Pajero. Now here's where it might shock a few people. If you've watched back through my previous videos, you'll actually know that I was looking at other vehicles outside the Pajero. The Pajero was actually the last on my list to look at. It was sort of the one that I was trying to avoid, to be honest. Glad I didn't now, I'll tell you that. But one of my old customers, when I had the mowing business, they had a beautiful old GQ Patrol, TD42. This thing was immaculately looked after. And I was hoping to buy that off them, but they wanted more than I had as a budget, so unfortunately missed out on that. I test drove a Prado back then, and that thing was an absolute hunk of shit. I'm really glad, even though the guy offered to knock $1,000 off it, I'm really glad I didn't take that thing. He actually made me the offer and said, yeah, look, I'll knock the $1,000 off while I was on my way to look at this. But in actual fact, when it comes to patrols, I don't mind them. It's just the bogan carry-on that carries on them, not by everybody, but a lot of them, where they have to have the massive lift and have to have the massive tyres, and Landcruiser I feel the same, and this is why I'm not a fan of Landcruisers or patrols, is because of your stereotypical 37-inch tyres and 6-inch lift shit. If I could find a nice old GQ in Grandpa spec, that'd be something I'd be happy to take on. And some of the old Landcruisers, like the old, I don't know much about Landcruisers, to be honest with you, but an old Troopy or an old again, I don't know what they are. The friggin' thing that Shauno off 4-wheel drive 24/7 bought, the old farm truck, something like that I wouldn't mind. Or in actual fact, either a Landcruiser or a Patrol in a short wheelbase. I've got a thing for shorties. I reckon they look great. So yeah, guys, that's what I'd consider buying. There'd be two different styles of Pajero, an old GQ, either long or short wheelbase if it was in really good original condition, or a Ford Maverick. In particular, if it was a Ford Maverick, I'd be all over it. And then yeah, the old farm truck style bloody Landcruiser, a Troopy, or yeah, either of them, Patrol or Landcruiser or Pajero in a short wheelbase. So, alright guys, going to cut it at that for a 5 minute. I've probably gone over. So, take care, peace, and as always guys, I'll see you on the tracks.